Well, Sun Pharma is in focus. Now, this is on the back of Q4 FY25 numbers. Now, if you see, there was a strong domestic growth that the company has seen, but this was offset by weakness in the US generics. India formulation sales grew 14%. Global specialty sales, if you see, was up almost 8.6%. And US formulation sales saw slight decline of 2.5%. But, to speak about the numbers and how was the quarter and what's the growth outlook ahead, I'm here joined by Mr. Muralidharan, who's the Group CFO of Sun Pharma. Hello and welcome to the show, sir. A pleasure to have you. My first question is on the global specialty sales. If you see, this is after many quarters we have seen this single-digit top-line growth in this business, and so what's the outlook there? Why there was only a single-digit growth versus expectation was that specialty business will grow at 10 to 12%.
See, the global specialty sales for Q4 was about $295 million, growing about 8.6%. However, it's important to look at the global specialty sales for the full year FY25, which was about $1.216 billion, which is a growth of 17.1%. More important, the share of specialty business to the consolidated revenues in FY25 moved up to 19.7% as against 18% in FY24. If you look at the last couple of fiscal years, we have continuously increased the share of global specialty business to the overall consolidated revenues of the company.
So my question was, in Q4 we have seen this single-digit top-line growth. So any reason? Because over the years we have seen double-digit growth when it comes to specialty business. So any reason why the single-digit growth, and what's the outlook ahead?
So that's why I mentioned that it's sometimes important to look at the full year numbers also instead of one specific quarter. On a full year in FY25, the specialty business grew at 17.1%. All our key specialty products, Ilumya, Cequa, Odomzone, Winlevi, are well positioned to grow, and we expect the growth trajectory to be maintained in the future years.
Understood. And also on the US business, especially the generics business, which has seen a decline, what's the outlook there? So can you see, how do you see this business when it comes to FY26 over FY25?
The US generic pricing environment continues to remain competitive. As we stated earlier, it's also more product specific. The government is also trying to control drug prices through actions like Inflation Reduction Act and PBM reforms. However, said that, we expect the pricing pressures in US to continue in the future.
Also on the India business, fantastic growth this year when it comes to India business. Now, should the growth momentum that we've seen in this quarter continue over the next quarters as well?
See, India formulation business, our growth is broad-based and all our therapies are doing well. Our objective has always been to grow in line or faster than the market. While our performance in terms higher than the market, will also important to note that the growth is predominantly led by volumes and new product launches.
Got it. Also on Lexelv, now the launch seems to have delayed by few quarters because of the litigation and all. So does anything change from this delay? I mean, let's say your expectation when it comes to the competitive dynamics, and also does any unit economics change over here?
So as we stated in the call yesterday, post the favorable judgment, we plan to launch Lexelv in the second quarter of fiscal FY26. On account of delay, we expect only the timelines have moved. Other than that, we have factored in terms of our launch in our revenue guidance.
Okay. And on the checkpoint asset, what is the timeline? So if I were to talk about the perspective when it comes to timeline, when you are expecting the launch of this product, obviously the deal needs to be completed, but any kind of timelines that you have in mind when it comes to launching the product?
The transaction in process, we expect first to close the transaction, and then we will be able to assess and give timelines, exact timelines for the launch of this product in FY26.
Okay, and sir, so you have given a guidance when it comes to FY26 sales growth guidance of a mid-single digit to high single digit. Now, are you being more conservative when it comes to guidance, or there are some global uncertainties that you have considered this while giving a guidance?
See, we shared in our earnings call yesterday that on account of various regulatory uncertainties, predominantly in the United States, we have given this conscious wide range of guidance from mid to high single digit growth in FY26.
And any update when it comes to two of your plants, that is Mohali and Halol, as far as FDA issues are concerned, have supplies from Mohali completely normal when it comes to at this point of time?
As far as Halol is concerned, we have informed the agency for an audit. As far as Mohali is concerned, we are working on the remediation procedures. As and when completed, we'll inform the agency. The supplies in Mohali has been resumed gradually.
Okay. And sir, so just trying to understand, we all know the current topic when it comes to pharma sector is tariffs, and of course the Trump's executive order where he wants to reduce the prices of drugs when it comes to prescription drugs. Now, trying to understand the impact of most favored nation when it comes to Sun Pharma as a whole, especially when it comes to your specialty business.
So in respect of both tariffs and MFN, it's important that we await for further clarification from the agency, and then we will be able to assess in terms of how the interpretation and the consequent impact.
So, but any views that you have when it comes to your specialty portfolio? Because I believe, please correct me if I'm wrong, the generic business won't be impacted, but maybe the specialty business would be impacted. So, any view that you have on this?
See, even the latest notification or clarification which came does not give the requisite clarity for us to assess. So it's important that we get more clarity on this matter from the government before we make any assessment whether it's impacting generics or specialty or both. It's too early to comment and interpret unless we have more clarity on the overall notification from the government.